Welcome back. I am Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. So today, we're talking about the end of days. You know, children are being killed in greater numbers. The things that separate us seem to be growing in importance and in effect. The level of anger that is existing in this society these days is off the charts. And as we look down the road, the threat of more deadly diseases haunts us. So we seem to be in a bind here. And now lately the financial system seems to be on the edge of collapse. So the question comes up, are we facing the end? Are we facing the end? Well, considering the state of our society today, it's no wonder that people fear that we are at the end of days. Pestilence, famine, all those biblical predictions. According to the prediction in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." That's kind of scary. Then later down in that chapter 24, we see, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time." Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. That can instill fear. Definitely instill fear. So why is that? Why is all this negative stuff happening to us? What is going on? Where discussions have become arguments, and then arguments have become fights. And fights have sometimes become deadly. Well, it's possibly because of our ability to achieve detachment has been reduced. We can't step back and think clearly anymore. We seem to be suffering from brain fog. And the reason we're suffering from brain fog is that our intelligence level is being decreased. We are losing intelligence. I was reading an article recently that says all humanity is now engulfed 24/7 in a flooding tide of toxic chemistry. A tide 5 or 6 times larger than our climate emissions, and more deadly than any previous threat to human existence. Toxic chemistry. According to the World Health Organization, this toxic chemistry kills over 13 million people every year, which is the worst death toll from any single cause in human history. And further than that, it disables some 600 million. Toxic chemistry. Brain damage caused by nerve poisons. Well, they've known about those things since Rome, and it's understood by science for decades. I mean, lead and mercury used to be the chief offenders. That's why they had to change the paint from lead-based to latex-based. But in recent times, pesticides, domestic chemicals, such as flame retardants and plastics, have added to the chemical burden that our bodies must endure. And these chemicals, surprisingly, are now found in the blood and brain of unborn babies. Unborn babies. I mean, we breathe this stuff, so naturally it's there among the living, walking human beings. But now, even unborn babies are being affected by this. It's kind of scary. It's something to think about. Are we at the end of days? Are we killing ourselves? Actually, we are. Let's take a break for a couple of messages. Whether you're building wealth or anticipating a major financial transaction, you can benefit greatly by consulting with a personal, professional, licensed financial advisor. A personal, professional, licensed financial advisor who focuses on you, who understands your unique concerns, who relates to your special goals, who cares about your success. AfroEconomics is a strategic financial program designed for the advancement of Black wealth in America and abroad. It was created by J.B. Bryan, CEO of J.B. Bryan Financial Group, an independent registered investment advisory firm licensed in Virginia, Washington, D.C., New York, and Maryland. Being Black does not condemn you to a life of financial uncertainty. AfroEconomics can show you the way out and up. If this message has meaning and value for you, please click on the thumbs up button below. If you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on the logo at the lower right-hand corner of this video. Remember, I would love to hear your thoughts, comments, and questions. Please use the chat box on the right side of the screen, or you can use the comments section below this video. The objective of this ministry is to empower you and your life. If our teaching is of value to you, then we invite your financial support. You can support this ministry by using the Cash App at $Andre Amron, or by going to our website at bozemandevelopment.com and clicking on the Please Donate link. Thank you for your support. So what is happening to us? There was a market increase in human intelligence during the first 3 quarters of the 20th century. We were getting smarter and smarter and smarter. It was a phenomenon known as the Flynn Effect, who was a psychologist in New Zealand who discovered it. But recently, since 1975, our intelligence has been diminishing. It's been dropping. And along with our drop in intelligence, our reduction in intelligence, there's also become a reduction in impulse control. And there's also a reduction in family values and spirituality. It's all tied together. It's not just one thing happening here. It is a multitude of interconnected things going on that are causing us to lose our moral compass, that is causing us to lose our ability to reason and to act like we got some sense. Most Americans think that young people learn most of their values now from social media rather than at home from their parents or at school from their teachers. And that's really troubling given the fact that social media can be so decisive and so filled with misinformation and so hypnotic and so addictive. Sean Parker, who was a former CEO of Facebook, claims that social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're exploiting vulnerabilities in the human psychology. These sites are designed to lock the viewer in mentally and hypnotize them. He went on to say that social media pioneers like himself understood this. They understood it, and they did it anyway. They knew what they were doing, and they did it anyway. Ironically, these Silicon Valley computer engineers don't let their children have smartphones. They don't let their children onto social media in order to protect them, in order to protect their children, but not to protect us. Some even admit that even though they know what's going on, even though they designed this stuff, even though they're totally aware of the mechanisms behind the scenes that are working on your brain, they can still get caught up in it when they go on social media, when they go on the internet. They get caught up in it as well, even though they know what's going on. So we are at the mercy of very powerful people. Yeah, the engineers are powerful, but the ones who are paying the engineers are even more powerful. The ones who wield that influence. And they want to control us. The trouble is, in the process of their making massive sums of money, they're also harming us in other aspects of our lives, in other ways. You know, a decline of 7 IQ points. A decline of 7 IQ points can translate into an intelligence level of the average juvenile delinquent. It is therefore entirely possible that the decline in human intelligence and impulse control is being accompanied by an increase in the rates of murder, rape, violent assault. You know, we're seeing more and more of it every day on the news. Assaults from surprising corners of the world. Rape and murder. It's happening. You know, people are killing their friends, shooting their friends, shooting their next door neighbors, attacking their next door neighbors. Who was it? Rand Paul was attacked by his neighbor and ended up in the hospital. So, impulse control, we're losing it. We're losing it. Along with our intelligence. I saw a headline that said Idiocracy was a movie and now it's going to be a documentary. But hey, there is a way out of this mess. You know, in the midst of today's chaos and panic and confusion, we can create a space where we can have calm and vision and clarity, where we can get guidance from divine spirit. We can get guidance from divine spirit, and we can be healed. You know, there's nothing we can do as individuals on the physical plane. We're outnumbered, we're outgunned, we're out-moneyed. So there's not that much we can do on the physical plane. But we do have a power that cannot be touched by those who are seeking to control us, by those who are seeking to diminish us, by those who are seeking to bring about the final days. You know, we are composed of energy. We live in a vibrating universe. And because we're composed of energy, because we live in this vibrating universe, we, each and every one of us has the ability to connect with infinite intelligence. Infinite intelligence, it surrounds us, over, under, around us, over, under, and through us. Infinite intelligence is all there is. Infinite intelligence creates matter. But remember, we, each and every one of us, is an individualized expression of infinite intelligence. And as a result of us being individualized expressions of infinite intelligence, we can, through meditation, through prayer, through focused, conscious connection with infinite intelligence, we can heal ourselves. It doesn't matter that these toxic chemicals surround us, that we're breathing them and that we're ingesting them through our food, the plastic linings in canned goods, canned vegetables, feeding us estrogen. We can overcome that. We can overcome that through our mental powers, through the wings of our mind. We can heal ourselves. When I was with the Church of Enron in San Francisco, we had a healing circle, and people would put in requests for healing on ailments that medical science could not touch. Medical science couldn't do anything with it. Drugs couldn't help. And so we would work on it spiritually, we would work on it mentally, we would work on it at a higher level. And during my period with the healing circle at the Church of Enron, we were able to experience some amazing healing events with people who medical science was not able to help at all. And because of that power that we were able to bring about collectively and apply collectively, we knew that there was no barrier to what could be accomplished. There was no ceiling on what could be accomplished. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he wrote several books. One of them was called Becoming Supernatural, and another one is called You Are the Placebo. And Dr. Dispenza has worked in the new field called epigenetics. And he's done a whole lot of research and experimentation and case studies on the power of the mind to overcome diseases and disabilities. And has had some tremendous and marvelous successes through his work, through epigenetics, where the mind, when properly applied, the mind, when properly exercised and directed, can overcome anything. Overcome anything. Additionally, we've been talking about consciousness for decades. Science has denied it. Science has denied the presence of consciousness. Science has not figured out how consciousness worked because they had the process reversed. They thought consciousness was a product of matter, product of the brain. And now, through tons of research, quantum physicists are beginning to realize that consciousness does not originate in the brain. The brain is actually a receiver that exists in a sea of consciousness that is already there. Consciousness, mind, is already there. And what is happening is that we, as individualized expressions of infinite intelligence, are picking up on that consciousness, receiving that consciousness as antennas. So, locking into that consciousness, that infinite intelligence, can elevate you, it can elevate your life to heights that you could only dream of. We call it infinite intelligence because it is intelligent, it is creative, and it is infinite. And so when we allow infinite intelligence to flow through us, when we open ourselves up to it, then we can become not only receivers of this consciousness, but we can also become transmitters of this consciousness, transmitters of what infinite intelligence brings us, which is love, which is power. And through the love and power of infinite intelligence flowing out from us, flowing into our electromagnetic field, the electromagnetic field known as the aura, which surrounds us and extends out from our bodies 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 and sometimes greater distances, depending on how powerful, how focused your mind can get. That love and power can affect people around you in a positive way. You know, when we're in a room in the presence of someone else, we are not separate from them. Our aura is intermingling with their aura. And so therefore they can sense and feel our mood shifts and our reactions to them, as we can feel their mood shifts and their reactions to us. It's a powerful thing, that aura, that electromagnetic field that surrounds us. And so by accepting and allowing ourselves to become the powerful beings that we really are, we are the children of God. We are. We are spiritual warriors. We are. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings inside of a human body. But our spirit is so much bigger than our human body. We are so much more than our human body. And because we are so much more, and because we are so wonderfully powerful, then we can have an effect on the world around us. We can have an effect on the people around us. And collectively, we can change the world. We can change the world and get rid of those toxic chemicals that are flooding us, and get rid of the power-hungry people that are trying to control us. You know, if my experience has been that if I have someone who opposes me or who is hostile toward me, if I meditate on it, if I send my angel to talk to their angel, if I think good thoughts about them, thoughts that they can feel, if I send them love and positive energy, what begins to happen is those that are hostile to me begin to change their hostility. And that hostility can become more positive. Or, in some cases, if they choose not to change their hostility toward me, if they want to hold on to that, then what happens is they are removed from my life. Spirit takes them out of my presence. Spirit takes them somewhere else, so I don't have to deal with them. So we have this power. And if we can join together in expressing this power of love, this power of positive energy, this power of enlightenment and seeking the highest good for all of us, then those who seek to diminish us, those who seek to destroy us, those who seek to bring about the end of days will become removed from our lives. And those end of days can become a marvelous, marvelous new world. Let's close with prayer. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence. Thank you for bringing all of us together in this life so that we may become spiritual warriors and join in the work we have come here to do. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for bringing us into this space of awareness and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship to life and infinite intelligence. Thank you for showing us who we really are. We open our minds and hearts to the truth of our being. We are the children of God. We are individualized expressions of infinite intelligence. And because we are part of the greater whole, we're beginning to understand our value to the continuity of life on this planet. As we become channels of your power, infinite intelligence, we can feel your power within ourselves and within our lives more and more. We know that as we feel your presence within our lives every day, we will rise, because we are no longer cut off from you by being immersed in the darkness of fear, anger, and the pain of unforgiveness. So we're now restoring our connection through the grace of forgiveness, knowing that as we learn to forgive ourselves for the pain we have caused to ourselves, and as we learn to forgive those who have inflicted pain upon us, our connections will grow stronger, and our lives will grow happier and healthier and more prosperous. And for this we are truly grateful. As above, so below. As within, so without. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for watching, spending some time with me. I am looking forward to seeing you again next week. Remember, my name is Reverend Andrew Bozeman, and this is On the Wings of Your Mind. If this message has meaning and value for you, please click on the thumbs up button below. If you haven't already done so, please choose to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on the logo at the lower right-hand corner of this video. Remember, I would love to hear your thoughts, comments, and questions. Please use the chat box on the right side of the screen, or you can use the comments section below this video. The objective of this ministry is to empower you and your life. If our teaching is of value to you, then we invite your financial support. You can support this ministry by using the Cash App at $Andre Amron, or by going to our website at bozemandevelopment.com and clicking on the Please Donate link. Thank you for your support.